Dear Divine Ones, this is lesson number 17. I see no neutral things. This idea is another step in the direction of identifying cause and effect as it really operates in the world. You see no neutral things because you have no neutral thoughts. It is always the thought that comes first, despite the temptation to believe that it is the other way around. This is not the way the world thinks, but you must learn that it is the way you think. If it were not so, perception would have no cause and would itself be the cause of reality. In view of its highly variable nature, this is hardly likely. In applying today's idea, say to yourself with eyes open, I see no neutral things because I have no neutral thoughts. Then look about you, resting your glance on each thing you note long enough to say, I do not see a neutral blank because my thoughts about that blank are not neutral. For example, you might say, I do not see a neutral wall because my thoughts about walls are not neutral. I do not see a neutral body because my thoughts about bodies are not neutral. As usual, it is essential to make no distinctions between what you believe to be animate or inanimate, pleasant or unpleasant. Regardless of what you may believe, you do not see anything that is really alive or really joyous. That is because you are unaware as yet of any thought that is really true and therefore really happy. 3 or 4 specific practice periods are recommended, and no less than 3 are required for maximum benefit, even if you experience resistance. However, if you do, the length of the practice period may be reduced to less than a minute or so. That is otherwise recommended. I see no neutral things. So take that minute and look about you. I do not see a neutral because my thoughts about are not neutral. And inhaling and exhaling. I see no neutral things, no neutral thoughts have I see no neutral things, no neutral thoughts have I. For every thought gives rise to truth or truth's disguise. For every thought gives rise to truth or truth's disguise. I see no neutral things, no neutral wanted to read you just a little bit out of Ken Wapnick's book, Journey Through the Workbook, as he talks about Lesson 17. So we find here the same pattern seen in the earlier lessons, where Course in Miracles goes back and forth between our thoughts and what we perceive, trying to help us understand they are the same. The purpose is to cultivate in us a vigilance in watching how we think, realizing that nothing we think, perceive, or interpret as the truth is correct. This takes great humility. The ego's arrogance seeks to cover the fear of realizing we are wrong about absolutely everything, which ultimately includes ourselves. So Course in Miracles also says that it's trying to undo the upside down perception of this world. So here we are trying to reverse it, or the cause and effect reversed, that our thoughts are the cause, not what's outside. So this is so important and so central to this unlearning process that we're in. Unlearning the system, the thought system of fear and separation. So no longer can we look outside. Let's not fall for that, what Ken called the ego's arrogance. Let's not fall for that. Let's not believe that something else outside is there to blame. Let's bring everything inside and realize we are the projectors. We are the film. And so we can't fix it by trying to fix something out there. We can only change by changing inside. And many spiritual traditions have this idea. But it's difficult, right? Because our sense of wanting to blame and be the victim is very, very deep, because it's what gives us this idea, this sense of identity. So to reverse that, turn it upside down, take it back inside, and no longer have anyone to blame, means that we take responsibility for everything that we experience. So there's the world we experience, but actually Course in Miracles is teaching us that that's not real, but it's also teaching us that our interpretation is not real. I think this is a first layer that's easier for us to understand, is that we're putting our interpretation on everything. So first step, let's try to remove that and to see that that's the colored glasses we're wearing, is our interpretation of everything we see, everything anyone says, everything anyone does. So again, that's where we're in the past. We're imagining the future that's not here. So our interpretation cannot be present. If we're present, then we're just with what is now. And it doesn't have all that layers. So we take off the glasses of past and we see to what is now. And in the now, we can always find our love. I look forward to speaking with you again.